Hello everyone, today's video topic is how to overcome failure. Hello everyone, as discussed we're going to talk about how to overcome failure and how to push through your barriers and really persevere in the face of odds. And as always, I want to start with a quote from Mark Twain, an incredible, the greatest American novelist. Love this bloke. You'll hear lots of quotes in my videos from him because he was really in touch with the invisible intelligence that surrounds us that we can connect with when we're quiet. And the quote goes, "I've been through so many horrible things in my life, terrible, destructive things, and some of them actually happened." Some of them actually happened. What's great about that quote is obviously he's talking about the mind and how the mind creates all these worst case scenarios and how you can go through things, live through things. The brain can create the chemicals and the stress structures that actually see you live the event even though it doesn't happen. And how many times have you stressed about a situation, meeting a girl or doing a test or a job interview where you see yourself going wrong and only to sit through it and for it to be fine, or even for it to go wrong but not half as bad as you thought. So a great quote there. And I'll jump into the viewer's question, which is on failure. Hi Hadron, I'm going to request, like the other viewer, that you do this with your shirt off. Now this is the last time I'm going to do it with the shirt off. Like I think this is detracting from the questions, but I'll do it one more time. I keep failing at work, but I love what I do. I'm a beautician and I continue to fail at certain tasks I need to upskill to increase my hours. This involves laser therapy and my boss is unwilling to give me another go because I've failed so many times. Is there any way you can help with this? PS, love the videos and looking forward to a coaching session soon. Great, book a coaching session, I can help you in more detail. But with your specific question here, I want to talk to you about another boss who lived about 100 years ago named Dale Carnegie, and he was a great boss. And Dale Carnegie understood failure and he gave us a lot of lessons on failure. And basically, I'll really summarize this story, but he had a young executive, making his way through the company, sort of middle ranked, and he sent him to South America to make one of the biggest land purchases of all time. At the time, Dale Carnegie steel was expanding and he needed more sources of iron ore to build steel. So Carnegie sent this young bloke down to South America, and he went through and he was trying to impress Dale Carnegie, and he signed the deal, and he was like, he was elated, and he telegraphed Dale Carnegie and said, we've done the deal, we've bought the land, this is fantastic. And Dale Carnegie said, great, well done, really proud of you. What did your independent scientist say about the quality of the iron ore? And this guy, and we'll just call him Dave for namesake, Dave thinks to himself, well, I didn't have independent scientists. The governments that I worked with had scientists, and they told me that the iron ore quality was good. So he sent a telegram back going, I have good understanding that the local scientists have great samples and the iron ore quality is excellent. And Dale said, yeah, no worries, but just get some independent scientists to verify. Anyway, the independent scientists come in, and guess what? The land has no iron ore. Biggest land purchase, failure, epic failure. Not a little failure, epic failure. He's gutted. This young exec starts penning his resignation letter, telegrams are over to Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie says, mate, I'm not accepting your resignation, get to New York, come to the next board meeting. And Dave's like, it sucks, man. I just want to crawl under a rock and die. I don't want to meet the board and tell them what an idiot I am. I've failed so badly. This just really, really sucks. So anyway, he arrives in New York and he goes, well, I'm going to have to man up. I made the biggest blunder in business history so far. At least I can explain to the board why I stuffed up. So the board, this information started to trickle through, and the board was very upset. It was you cut the tension, I imagine, in that boardroom in New York with a knife because they knew what this meant to the company, and it could really be devastating for the company. Dale Carnegie says, this is Dave, and we meet Dave. This is Dave, and Dave is, as you know, a middle-level executive that would give him responsibility of securing land in South America. And Dave has basically bought land that's useless to us, has put the company on the brink, and it's a very difficult period. It's a huge, massive failure he's personally responsible for. And he also, and also, on top of that information, he will now be the new vice president of the company. And as you can imagine, the room was silent. And a few people asked, could you just repeat that, Dale? And Dale said, yes, he will be the new vice president of the company. Uproar. These guys had shares, they had money invested. They were not happy with this decision. And basically, the question that came was, how can a complete failure now be vice president of the company? Dale answered it in a great way. He said, he's just made a mistake, the biggest mistake that's cost millions of dollars for this company. And I trust him, and I trust he won't make that same mistake. Now, even though I respect you all on the board, and I do trust you at some level, because you've never made that mistake, and you're not in the pain that he is, there's a chance you might all make that mistake one day too. So the only person in this room I can be confident will never make a mistake on that scale again, or fail on that scale again, is Dave, because he knows how bad it really feels. Therefore, I trust him with the company. What a revolutionary way to look at failure is that because David put himself out there and experienced that deep pain and regret, he now is in a position where he would never ever do that again. And I think that it might be time to turn to your boss and say to your boss, you know, I understand I failed in the past, but it's meant so much to me and it's hurt me so deeply, and I've learned so many skills that I think I'm better placed to take the test again or exam or whatever this the laser therapy that you do or the machines you use is in order to get another chance. And maybe explain the Dale Carnegie story, because I think your boss might really understand that fact that when people fail, they tend to learn from their failures, and the more you fail, the more you succeed. So if you'd like to book a personal Skype session on failure or how to overcome failure, you can do so. Otherwise, you can read Zen in the City, which will really clarify failure on the cosmic scale. Other than that, thank you and goodbye. And the Hadron Collider will see you next time on YouTube.
Yeah.